Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're going to be doing a how to transition from controller to mouse and keyboard video in 2020. I know the transition can be a little hard. I just recently made it myself right around when Warzone came out, so I know it can be difficult at first, and I wanted to see if I could give y'all some tips and tricks to kind of help anybody that's thinking about moving from controller to mouse and keyboard, if they've never touched mouse and keyboard before, or if they've played it a little bit but they're just not comfortable with it. But if you guys do enjoy the video at any time, make sure you click that like button and also make sure to subscribe to the channel. I definitely want to pump out more videos, but as you can see by these clips right here where I'm wiping teams, I've definitely gotten a lot better than when I first started. But yeah, it's definitely, like I said, not an easy transition, but there's definitely some things that you can do to kind of make the transition a little bit smoother, kind of help you out and make you learn a little bit faster. One thing I definitely do recommend is that you make sure that you don't start off on a really hard multiplayer first person shooter game. Don't start out on Fortnite unless you really love Fortnite and you really want to try to get better on Fortnite. That's the only way you really want to start on there. And just, if you're going to do that, then you got to grind, because everybody's going to be ahead of you. You got to always think of that. Somebody's always going to be one step ahead of you. So it's going to be really hard to learn when you're getting in those games. I definitely would recommend on starting on slower games like Minecraft or RPG games or single player game. But that's if you've never really touched keyboard at all. I definitely recommend starting out on those games. Now if you have played a little bit of mouse and keyboard but you just aren't really that comfortable, you kind of want to make the switch but you aren't sure about it. I've been in that position before. That's exactly what happened to me, and I finally decided to actually push myself and make that transition, and I'm so glad I did. I've upped my game so much more. I play so much better, and it just feels so much more fluid and just better all around on mouse and keyboard. The game that I'd recommend on starting out on would be definitely Warzone. Warzone is what I mainly started out playing mouse and keyboard at. If you like more tactical, slow-based games, I definitely recommend CSGO or Valorant just released. That's just like CSGO as well. I definitely recommend starting out on that. CSGO, Valorant, Call of Duty Warzone, those are great games to kind of start out and just keep grinding, and you'll get better as you play. It'll start eventually getting more comfortable. Other tips too is just make sure you have good mouse and keyboard placement. Oh, also one tip as well, if you've never played mouse and keyboard, if you're going to be completely brand new to it and you just want to make the switch and you want to up your game, a tip too is before you even start playing any games, before you even do anything, just kind of sit there and get a feel for the keyboard. Kind of feel where your hands are going to be, kind of try to stretch your fingers to the other keys, just that way you can kind of build up that muscle memory, kind of get used to what you're going to be doing in game. Once you've done that, you gotten used to your mouse and keyboard, you definitely, if you can, if there's any private match or practice or anything against bots, I definitely recommend doing that. That'll help you out a lot. Just that way you can actually get used to the movement and the controls and everything, all the keys, because you jump in straight into a game, most people are going to get frustrated because they just don't know what to do, and they just are getting absolutely murked by people that are completely used to that, have been playing forever. And you're just not going to want to keep grinding for it. You're not going to want to keep pushing yourself to get better at it. You're just going to be like, well, fuck this, I'm never going to get better, I'm just going to go back to controller. And I'm saying that from personal experience. I've been at that point where I'm like, fuck this, I'm not having fun, this is not worth it, I'm just going to go back to controller. I definitely recommend that if you can, stick it out, try to do as much as you can to get used to it, because it'll be so much better for you in the long run. But like I was saying, hop in a few games with bots, get used to the controls, get used to the aim and stuff, because once you switch from controller as well, you're not going to have aim assist anymore. So this is going to be completely raw aim. This is all on you. You have to get your aim down point. I definitely recommend as well, don't start on a super high sense. Unless you really want to have a super high sense, then go for it. You just got to get used to it. If you want to gradually get into finding your sensitivity, I definitely recommend starting at a lower sensitivity and then just work your way up until you find that perfect sense. I definitely also recommend choosing anywhere between a 400 to 800 DPI on your mouse. That's going to be the best DPI range that you can get for better aim. That's what a lot of the pros use. Most people stick around kind of 400 DPI from what I've noticed. from a lot of the top streamers and pros, but I've seen a lot of people stick with 400. One thing you can also do too is like look at pros and everything, like go into their streams, ask and see what their sensitivity is, what their DPI is, and just kind of, you can start basing yours off of that and see if you like that, and then, you know, if work your way down or up, whichever, you know, is better for you. It's literally all going to be personal preference, so that's definitely a good way. And also one tip as well, make sure when you're going into starting, try to get the best equipment that you can. You don't want to start with a membrane keyboard and a little cheap $10 mouse that you can't even change the DPI on. I definitely recommend, there's some cheap options that you can get, like the Razer Viper Mini. That's what I'm using right now. I definitely recommend it. It's such a good mouse. It's super lightweight. It's simple, has 2 buttons on the side. Me personally, I started out with the Logitech G502. It's not a bad mouse, but it definitely is on the heavier side of the mouses. I definitely, if you can, recommend trying to get you a very lightweight mouse. The Razer Viper Mini is only $40. It's going to be one of the cheapest mice that you can get on the market, and one of the best as well for its price. Also, I definitely recommend getting you a 60% keyboard if you can. 60% keyboards are gonna, you know, save you so much space. You definitely have so much more room on your desk to move your mouse around and just kind of, you know, have a good range of motion. Because if you have those big bulky keyboards, it's going to be really difficult, especially if you're on a smaller desk, which I know a lot of people start out on. I'm on a smaller desk right now. Definitely recommend getting you a 60% keyboard. You can find some cheap on Amazon. I think I paid $50 for this one. I can't remember the name, but just look up 60% keyboards on there and you'll definitely find some. This one has been good to me. I haven't had any problems with it. It's super easy. It's just basically plug and play. Now the last tip I can give you guys is just stick it out, man. No matter how difficult it gets, no matter how frustrated you get, just think it'll be worth it in the end once we get there, because everybody started out somewhere. Nobody started out as a beast on mouse and keyboard. Not a single person. Everybody has started where you are. So make sure you stick it out, put in that work, get that grind on. It can take anywhere to a month to maybe even more. It just depends on your learning curve. And don't let that deter you, okay, from trying to learn this and get better at it. You take all the time you need, okay? You don't have to sit there and grind every single day for 10+ hours a day just trying to get super good at it, unless you want to. Just grind when you can, man. Just make sure you stick it out. Don't get frustrated. Don't go, fuck this, I'm going back to my controller. I'm so much better with controller. I don't need to learn mouse and keyboard. Just stick it out, because you know at the end of the day you are going to have that feeling like, damn, I really want to get good at mouse and keyboard, because you're going to see so many other people that are really good at it. And it definitely is better for gaming, in my opinion. You have so much more options, so much more keybinds and things like that. The movement is better and it's just so much more fluid. And yeah, I definitely highly recommend that you just try to stick it out. But other than that, guys, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Like I said at the beginning, if you did enjoy at any point, make sure you drop a like. Also, subscribe to the channel. We are going to be trying to post more videos. I definitely want to do more how-tos and stream highlight videos. But other than that, guys, I hope everybody that's watching this has a great rest of their day. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.